Are you someone that's working on creating more stability for your core to protect your low back? If so, this video is going to be good for you. Hey, this is Dr. Putney with Wellington Family Chiropractic, and today I want to go over an exercise that we commonly prescribe for our patients to help safeguard themselves from low back injuries and improve their core strength. And that exercise is called the dead bug. So I've got Jacob here, and I'm going to put him in position to start this exercise. So anybody can do this exercise. We have a lot of our patients do it in-house or at home, but the way you start is you're on a flat surface. You need to be somewhere firm, like the floor, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knee directly over your hip on both sides. From there, he's going to reach straight up, and to complete the setup, you'll notice that he's got a nice flat position of his back. If somebody is really tight, you'll see those ribs flare up, and there's a ton of space through this area right there. We do not want that. We want to work on bringing those ribs down. His low back doesn't have to be smashed into the surface, but it should be against it. And for some people, this exercise can begin right here. You'll notice in some cases where the ribs flare up and we coach them to bring them down, and that's an exercise in of itself, just continuing to breathe and hold that position. Once we've mastered that, I typically have my patients start moving one arm towards the floor and then bringing it back. What we want to see here is, again, this stays neutral. So we are talking about the pelvis and the ribs staying stacked towards each other and not flaring up. So if he does it right, which he did, you'll see that arm goes up. This does not move through here. This is staying fixed. From there, we can go to both arms. He may have a harder time. He's doing pretty good. From there, you've got to continue to breathe and not let this area flare up off of the ground. So after he's mastered one arm and two arms, he could also work on just doing one leg, where he takes the leg straight down towards the floor and back up. He can bring it out further, which will make it harder, but he's doing a really good job of staying neutral right here and not allowing his ribs to flare up. From there, we'll use contralateral limbs. So what we're going to do is his left arm and his right leg are going to go down towards the floor as he, yeah, you're doing good. As he comes back up, we'll go to the other limbs. Good. And you'll notice that he's having to work hard to not allow this area to flare up. So what you can do at home is you can put something just below that last rib, slide it in there, something small, to where you can feel that on your skin and try to keep that pressure on that object as you move your limbs. And what this does is it works the abdominals, the obliques, the pelvic floor, and the low back muscles. But it also does a really good job of improving the coordination of keeping a neutral spine. So as he's going throughout his day, reaching for something, walking, he's got a good feel from this exercise what it's like to keep his spine good and neutral as he's moving his extremities, which is really important to keep your low back, you can relax, low back safe throughout the day. So the dead bug exercise, typically we'll have patients start in those different variations. You can do 2 to 3 sets of 10, building up to where you're using the opposite extremities, 3 sets of 15. You can make it harder by going very slowly, or you can even hold small weights or have ankle weights to increase the amount of force on the extremity, all the while breathing and keeping the ribs and the low back in a neutral position and not allowing your low back to flare up. So the dead bug exercise, super effective. Hope this helps. If you have any questions about this exercise, feel free to reach out to me at wellchiropractic.com. That's WELL chiropractic.com, or 859-309-1996. I'm always here to help, and we'll talk to you guys soon.